Hello. Today we're several weeks away from the autumn budget that'll happen on the 26th of November. In this video, I'm going to talk about the possibility of a new tax on rental income in the form of national insurance tax. I don't think this will happen for the reasons we'll discuss later, but there have been reports in the media that Labour is considering an 8% national insurance tax on rental income. This would generate about £2 billion for more revenue for the government. Now, Labour has leaked several new policy ideas prior to this autumn budget as possible options that could fill the black hole of 20 billion to 50 billion in their spending plans. Many of these options affect the property sector, but most of these may not actually be implemented. Now, this possible option is upsetting landlords and investors and will cause an issue in the short term, but it's actually going to have a bigger impact on tenants as the rents will almost certainly increase over the medium to long term. This is because in the UK property market, prices and rents are set by a balance between demand and supply. When costs for all landlords increase, the rents also rise for all tenants. Like all industries, when wholesale or cost prices increase, the prices are passed on to the eventual consumers. This is particularly the case in the UK property market, which is already very competitive, and prices and rents are driven by supply and demand. Now, if this did happen, as well as increasing rents, I think it may also frighten some landlords away from the property market. This will reduce supply of rental properties and further increase rents. On a positive note, over the medium to long term, it will actually increase the investment returns for those owners and landlords that do remain in the rental market. So if you're an existing investor, there's no need to panic. My view is that demand for housing is going to continue to increase because the population is gradually increasing. So rents and house prices will continue to rise over the long term unless demand is reduced or supply is increased. These other changes to costs and taxes will just pass through the system and eventually impact the tenants. Now, supporters of the government argue that increasing taxes on landlords may reduce property prices, thus making houses more affordable and encourage renters to become owners. I don't think this is going to happen in any significant way unless overall supply is increased. Now, all governments in the past have promised to significantly increase supply, and they've all failed. And now, due to excessive regulation and increasing costs, it's difficult to build new houses that are affordable. In the north of England, the cost of a new build is 2 to 3 times that of an existing property. And when builders do the sums, they realize they can't make a profit by reselling low-cost new build houses. But if costs and barriers to landlords could be reduced, then it could be profitable to build to rent. This is where small developers and property companies invest money to build low-cost houses with the aim of rental rather than sale to homeowners. Now, this would increase supply and benefit tenants. Please comment below and let me know what you think about the government plans for this national insurance tax. Will it slow down the property price growth? Will it put you off investing in property, or will you just see it as an extra property cost requiring a higher rent? Tell me what you think. If you find this video useful, please tap the like button and subscribe to our channel. I personally think that if this tax is implemented, it'll be because of desperation or political ideology rather than common sense or sound economics. For landlords, there will be short-term issues, but it will not change their net investment return over the medium and long term, as rents will rise to cover this cost. Overall, UK property investment will remain better and more secure when compared with paper investments such as shares, bonds, pensions, savings, and derivatives. However, I do believe that when the government work out that most of the 2 billion they'll raise is actually going to be paid by tenants, then they'll abandon this idea. Let's just hope that they realize this before the budget. Please watch the message related to our sponsor at the end. Thanks for watching.
If you want to invest in property and get 7% net rent, long-term capital growth, no costs or liabilities ever, do nothing yourself, and be living anywhere in the world, then consider Find UK Property. They provide 100% passive investment solutions for long-term income from freehold properties starting at under 80k. You get a property that is affordable, fully renovated, already rented out, contractually guaranteed, and productive from day one. You become the owner and rent it back to Find UK Property so that they become your tenants and look after all aspects of the property in a fully compliant way. You never need to deal with tenants, estate agents, or do any property maintenance or repairs or pay for any costs. Find UK Property look after over 2,500 houses, all of which are sublet to their own tenants, and on average they get more rent from their tenants than they have to pay the property owners. So that way they can cover all the property costs. Their solutions are great for those wanting to retire on pension-type income or gradually build large property portfolios passively in a tax-efficient manner. Please visit the website at findukproperty.com and speak to a consultant today.